The big deal is once the players get themselves involved, no matter how much money they have, and let's go back. Look, I grew up in New York City. You live in New York City. We've all grown up there. And I'm going to be very clear about this. My grandfather, God rest the man's soul, at his shop in Greenwich Village, was a guy who basically allowed a lot of the money to be kept in mailboxes in the back of his office right there, which used to go to a lot of the numbers runners across Greenwich Village. That's the way people made money back then. It was illegal as hell, sure it was, but it was almost doing business as normal. But even I learned from guys back then that once you have somebody hooked into a gambling debt, you got them. And then you can twist them, and then you can make them do what you want. And we've seen that happen before in sports. Let's go to the Tim Donaghy incident and issue and so many others. Once you get involved and get hooked with the gamblers, it's not all above board. It's not all sitting and going to Bally's or going to Caesars or any of that nonsense. They got your hooks in you, and you better do it what they want, or you then can be involved in certain things which can be painful. But they can also be involved in changing the scope and the games themselves. That's what people don't understand. They think it's no big deal. Hey, look, the guy's worth $45 million. He's out there busting a couple of bucks here and there. Guess what? A lot of that money's not guaranteed. A lot of that money sits in bank accounts they'll never touch. A lot of that money disappears to a lot of different things, such as child support, wedding support, marital support, other debts that they roll up to. Look, how many guys have we seen, you and I, over our years, really great athletes who get paid shitloads of money, and it's gone in no time because they're basically handing out cash to people. Just here, have a few $1,000,000 here and there. It still happens. But I think what happens here, Mark, is though the fan doesn't realize what goes on beneath the scenes. They can change the games. But I wonder if the fans care anymore.
That's been the argument forever, though, is that once the integrity of the games gets called into question,
there's the word,
then you can't have the sport. And you certainly can't have gambling on a sport in which the integrity is compromised.